of study. Okay? And we're going to introduce the concept of what this unit involves. And the first thing I want you to do is go to your I have a little volume going. What I want you to do is go ahead and open up, it's called Introduce the Concept Essential Question, and it's probably close to the top of your list.
It's the second one. Yeah.
Second one down. And it looks like this. And so if you're a little behind still trying to log in, what I'd love for you to do is you can use my picture up here as you wait. Okay? So you can use this, or if you have it in front of you, that's wonderful. What's wrong?
It's not logged.
Okay, well please just use this for now. Alright, so the essential question there, and I'll read that to you. It says, what kind of stories do we tell, and why do we tell them? What kind of questions do we tell, and why do we tell them? So what I want you to do right now is I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and in that 30 seconds, you're going to study that picture that's right there up here. Look at all the little parts of it, and think about those two questions. What kind of stories do we tell, and why do we tell them? 30 seconds. Go ahead and think. Find that elbow partner right next to you. All right. Julie, you might come down here by Will. All right. You're going to find that elbow partner. And each partner, you have a specific task. You're going to share 2 of your ideas. And then you're going to switch, and the second partner is going to share 2 of their ideas. All right. We'll start with the window partner, person that's closest to this window. Real quickly before we start, show me a thumbs up if you do not have a partner to talk to really quickly. Mitchell, you guys right here next to each other. Right here soon. Okay, so closest to the window, 2 of your ideas, switch, the other person share their 2. Go ahead.
Oh, you're right.
One time, I listened into a few conversations, and I had some really good ideas. So what I want you to do, I'm going to call on just a couple people, and I want you to compare and contrast what you hear and see if that's something that you talked about as well. Will, would you share one thing you talked about in your group?
Well, I was talking about some of the stories you tell. My mom used to scare me into eating vegetables.
Okay.
And the purpose was mostly to trying to get me to eat better food.
All right. So I love that word that Will used. He said purpose. So storytelling always has that purpose. That purpose was to teach a lesson. All right, to teach a lesson. So I love that. All right. How about Devin? What's one thing that you talked about in your group?
That they usually tell fictional stories. So for entertainment.
Oh, entertainment. So sometimes fiction. So that's like a genre. So different types of stories can be for different reasons. So entertaining. Sienna, what's one thing you talked about?
We talked about how it, it entertains and it teaches people, it teaches them what makes them learn new things and teaches them a lesson some of the time.
Yeah, so teaching, learning, entertaining, all wonderful things that stories do. All right? One thing I'm going to ask you to do right now is you're going to close your iPad. If you're sitting on the ground, you're just going to slide it right under those legs so it's not a distraction for you. If down so you're not on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this short video about storytelling. And you guys have a task. You're going to watch the video and you're going to do 2 things at the same time. you're going to, on one hand, you're going to count how many ideas you and your partner talked about that's mentioned in the video. And then on the other hand, you're going to count how many things that are new that you did not mention. All right? So kind of multitasking with those hands, but coming up with things you saw and talked about and things that you did not.
You need to turn off the lights.
Sharing stories. What kinds of stories do we tell? Why do we tell them? Stories are shared in every culture around the world.
So just show me with a thumbs up if you counted something that you talked about. Okay, quick thumbs up if you showed or you counted something that you didn't talk about within your group. And the first time I watched that, I definitely saw things that, man, I didn't really think about that. So what were some of those things that maybe were new that weren't totally obvious in your original conversation? Charlie?
Well, that sometimes you can tell stories through music.
Through music and dancing was mentioned as well. So yeah, different types of storytelling. It's not always just talking, okay? But yeah, dancing, I like that. Addie?
That you know how like you have a special person in your family and it goes on for generations and they have one special story and it's special to everybody around.
Yeah, absolutely. Natasha?
That it teaches something about yourself.
About yourself. That one caught me for sure. Oh, I didn't really think about that. You learn about yourself as you read. And we talk about that. Where it's like, what connection did you make with the story or something? But you do learn about yourself as you go. One last one, Greta.
My partner really would think it would be like an actual telling about how you can tell different types of stories. We thought it would be more of like a fiction story.
Because it said like showing like a shadow like a puppet.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. The boy in the picture had a
Shadow.
shadow puppet, but he had a puppet, so through puppetry, or so that was a different. So these girls talked about different types of stories you can tell. Very nice. Well, this whole concept is about storytelling, and specifically this week we're talking about tall tales, which I know you guys know quite a bit about. So you have some good background knowledge coming in to this, but we're going to talk about tall tales. All right. We're going to transition from the focus of the week and what the concept is into teaching about a little bit of specific vocabulary that we're going to need for this week. Are the words of the week. I'm going to quickly run through and just read those to you. We have commenced, deeds, exaggeration, heroic, impress, posed, sauntered, and ring. So those are the key vocabulary words that we're going to focus on this week, and we'll continue to revisit them as we go. So I've got some cards here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of these cards, and then I've got some pictures and things up here that I'll show you as well. So let's look at this word, which is ring. So here's this picture. And it goes along, there's a short video, so would you guys watch this?
To wring out a wet rag, you squeeze it or twist it.
Alright, so that is ring. So again, the definition of ring, alright, it's to wring out a wet rag, you squeeze it or twist it. That's the definition. For an example, you could say, after soaking a wash rag, wring it out to remove the excess water. Okay, so when might you guys have to wring out a towel? When might you have to wring out a towel? We'll do a little rapid fire here. Ellie?
When it gets wet and you need to like wash the towel or something,
Oh.
you don't.
You don't want to get really wet. Janie?
When you need to go clean up a smell.
Clean up a spell. Very good. Yes?
If you're at the pool and you drop a towel into the pool and you don't want to bring like all that water into your car, you want to bring it out.
Very nice. Oh, I hate when I get my towel wet like that. Yes?
When you clean your car, when you dip the towel in the bucket, then you wring it out.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, when you're washing your car. So lots of good definitions and uses of ring. I want you to quietly, silently do this for me. It's like pantomiming. there's a past vocab word. You're going to show your partner what it looks like to ring something out. Go ahead. Pretty silent. Pretty silent. You did a nice job there. Here's a question I'm going to pose to you, and I'm just going to give you a few moments to think about it. Would it be easy or difficult to wring water out of a blanket? Think about that. I want the window partner to explain your answer to your clock partner. Go ahead.
Then it'll probably be hard.